Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Infinity, and this is Magnetize Yourself, where we talk about life, love, spirituality, and of course, the law of attraction. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you've been having a really beautiful start to your week, and I really love being able to start off the week with these collective reading videos. So I don't really know what is going to be coming through this reading. I am really just going to be opening it up and see what threads of energy we can pick up here. Now, with that being said, do keep in mind, I channel many different people, situations, and energies, so only take the messages that truly feel aligned for you personally, of course, using your own intuition to determine that. I would love to hear how you're doing in the comments. If you have anything that you'd like to share, anything that you are creating in your life or that you're feeling excited about, because I feel like so many of us in this community are on the brink of doing and creating some new things. And I am just really loving sharing in that energy together. I really love when I read a comment from one of you sharing about something that you're doing, a business you're starting, something you're creating, a success that you're seeing. And I hope that this virtual space on YouTube can be somewhere where you feel so supported in all of that, because you are. So I'm going to go ahead and start off with the traditional tarot cards. And I just want to know what thread of energy wants to come through here. It's funny, the first thing, so I have a window where I'm recording and natural light coming through, but for some reason, I heard a voice in my head say, turn on a light. And I felt like this is metaphoric, although I may actually literally turn on a light. But I feel that for some of you, this is symbolic in some way, where it's like, I'm going to try to channel into what this is. Maybe you know what that means for you. I'm hearing you turn on a light for other people. People that you may not even be aware of. Give me a second. For some reason, my music that plays in the background while I'm recording stopped playing, so I'm going to go ahead and extend that music track. I'm just going to pause here for a moment. Okay, so I just extended that music track and I'm back. But that in itself could also mean that for some of you, something in your life that was on pause is restarting, or there's something pausing and restarting, whether you're still in the middle of the pause or in the middle of the restart phase. Specifically, I feel for some of you, this could be a connection that paused and then restarted. For others of you, I feel like this could be some kind of goal or dream, something that maybe you chose to pause. Even if it's a connection for you, maybe you chose to put a pause on that connection. I'm hearing it wasn't time. Maybe you chose to step back from something, to give it some space, whether it was something you wanted to create or do in your life, or a person or situation in your life. And now I'm getting a message about how this is starting back up again, or gearing back up again. So let's see if I can pull a card about this. What can I channel about this situation that's pausing and restarting? By the way, I actually did get the 6 of Cups around the light metaphor, and I pulled this card when I said that you are a light to other people. I'm hearing turn on a light in a dark room for others, but with this 6 of Cups, I specifically feel that you're influencing either people that you've known since childhood or that you knew in childhood. These could be family members, childhood friends, siblings. But I'm also getting that for some of you, there are people here who look up to you, who are younger than you, either in terms of earth years. This could be children, your children, nieces, nephews, grandchildren. I feel like there may be younger children who are like looking up to you in some way, and on some level, they're seeing this light in you and it's inspiring them to create their own light in some way. I'm getting that for someone. For some reason, I saw red hair. I heard the name Anne for someone as well. For others of you, maybe these are not people who are younger than you literally, but they are younger than you in a spiritual sense. You may be kind of an older soul, someone who has lived many, many, many lifetimes, whereas there could be younger souls who are learning from you spiritually. And I'm hearing that in one way or another, you are being elevated into this role of a teacher and a leader. And I'm hearing for some of you, whether you feel fully ready for it or not, you are. You wouldn't be receiving this if you aren't ready for it. There's also a message coming through generally that you are not receiving things that you are not ready to handle or that you are not ready for. So if something exciting has been happening for you, whether it's a new love or a new idea or a business or whatever it is, maybe the responsibility of being a leader in some sense, I feel the message coming through that you are ready for this position of leadership or this idea or this responsibility that you're excited about, but also nervous about. It's being granted to you or given to you because you are prepared to receive it. And I got the name Kelly for someone. I feel as though there was a very intensive preparation phase. There was actually a sort of initiation for you in simply being ready to receive whatever it is that's manifesting or coming into your life right now, but you are ready for it now. So I got the number 717 for someone. I may actually look up the meaning of this number as well. Give me a second here. By the way, it was one thing I really love about these readings, but especially recently, and I know some of you have commented this as well, so I know I'm not the only one feeling this way, but sometimes I truly feel as though we're just having like a face-to-face conversation as friends, but through this virtual medium, it starts to feel almost like I'm like in a coffee shop and we're chatting and talking about your life and things happening, ways that you're being upgraded, things that are changing. And I just love that kind of like warm, comfortable, familiar feeling. And I feel like that's been sort of amplified recently for some reason on this YouTube space as well. So let me know if you've been feeling that. But 717 can relate to spiritual awakening and enlightenment, divine encouragement. Yeah, I feel like, first of all, you are a divine encourager for many others. There are many people subconsciously looking to you for guidance, is what I'm getting, meaning they may not fully be consciously aware of the fact that they are seeking out this leadership or this guidance from you, and yet they are. And I'm hearing you will notice this because you will notice, and maybe you'll tell yourself it's coincidence, but you'll notice that sometimes after a conversation with them, they start like making some kind of positive change or growing in a more positive direction, or maybe choosing to go for some dream or idea that you talked about with them. I'm hearing your kindness, your light, your belief in other people, their dreams, their goals, their ability to achieve those things. It affects them more than you realize, and more than even they may realize on a conscious level. So much of that effect may actually be subconscious. There's something about your presence that is just so impactful, especially on those familiar influences and people in your life. Again, this could be longtime friends, family members, people you grew up with, people that you knew from the past who are still being impacted by your light and your energy, whether you realize that or not. 717 can also be a twin flame or soulmate confirmation and can be a sign of healing and growth in love. I'm definitely picking up on someone here because right as I said that, I felt like someone I'm picking up on here has done a lot of self-healing when it comes to love and romance. And specifically, I'm getting the words like confidence, standards, communicating what you need, what you desire, knowing your worth, and positively asserting that sense of your worth. Someone has really been healing in those directions when it comes to their love life. And I'm hearing this has prepared you to receive a higher love, but that it's taken longer than most people. That message won't be for everyone. That feels a bit specific and random. But if you've been feeling like things have been delayed in your love life, but you've also been like self-healing and learning how to really define what you want in love and how to create those standards and to hold them, then know that you've actually created the way, you've paved the way for this higher love to come into your life. It's just happening on your own timing, on a timing that most people or society generally may not understand. So that felt like a specific message for someone. And it's funny because right as I said that, I looked down to the next point of meaning from this 717 number, and we have trust your journey and embrace your unique gifts. I'm also getting from that second line that the message here is to embrace the uniqueness of your being, to embrace the fact that you don't operate in the way others do, and that is actually where your value lies, that you are not meant to be doing things in their way. You are meant to be doing things in your own unique, beautiful, magical way. And for some reason, I saw a red thread, so I'm going to be looking up what this might mean potentially. So it can actually be tied to the red thread of fate in East Asian tradition. A red thread invisibly ties together those who are destined to meet, regardless of time, place, or circumstance. I got a wave of chills as I said that because I was just talking about your love life coming together, and specifically for a group of people who have been feeling delayed in love. There's a message that there is a higher love that's coming into your life because you've prepared yourself to receive it. And I'm seeing that the red thread is connected to that message, that there's almost this red thread of fate between you and that other person, bringing you together into this higher love connection. But also the red thread tied around the left wrist can be thought to ward off evil eye and provide spiritual protection in some traditions. So maybe this is a sign that you are protected. It's interesting because while, of course, we all have different tools that we use for energetic clearing, cleansing, protection, healing, etc., what I really heard is that you don't even, not to say you don't, of course, you can use whatever tools you feel aligned with, but the message coming through is you are the tool. Like, your energy is the divine protection. You walk around with it invisibly but powerfully. You don't need any tools or symbols or like to wear a specific thing. You wear the divine protection and guidance in your energy. It's something that you carry around with you. Okay, so let's go ahead and reshuffle here. What else can I mention? Are there any other messages I can pull through? Okay, we have the Two of Wands reversed, canceled plans or fear of the unknown. I got the name Heather for someone. Queen of Swords reversed. This is often a feminine energy. It doesn't have to be. And by the way, when I use the labels masculine and feminine in these readings, if you are new, I wanted to let you know that these aren't necessarily connected to particular genders. I consider us all to have a balance of both of these energies within us. So it could apply to something about you internally, an external person or situation. Okay, so the Queen of Swords reversed, but then the High Priestess and the World card reversed. And I heard the High Priestess is looking over this situation or watching or like aware, but not reacting. And you are the High Priestess. You are here watching a situation unfold or being aware of something or someone, but you're not reacting to it. You are powerfully observing it. It's informing you in some way. I'm also hearing you're connecting it to your intuition quietly, observing, watching over, being aware of something without reacting. That's what's coming through here over and over. And yet I feel this separate energy, this Two of Wands reversed and the Queen of Swords reversed, representing someone external. I feel like for many of you, this isn't an internal energy. This is an external person or situation who is afraid to move forward from the past. I'm hearing afraid of the unknown. They may be this feminine energy that is a bit closed off, pessimistic. Maybe they are, I'm hearing critical of others because they are so critical of themselves. I'm also getting the word gossip, so they may gossip negatively a lot about other people, but again, it's because they're actually very critical of themselves. This person doesn't like to be alone with themselves because it forces them to confront what's within them. And so they're kind of grasping externally for something to latch onto to diffuse some of this negative energy that they're holding towards themselves internally and avoiding their own healing in the process. Now, this may be someone that you know. This also could be someone, an energy connected to a person that you know. And if that's the case, I feel the person that you know is someone who is afraid of the unknown, someone who's risk avoidant in their own life, and yet drawn to you in some way, or they're somehow orbiting you or still connected to you in some way, but they're also connected to this heavily influential feminine energy that is, it doesn't have to be a romantic person. It could be a family member, a friend, even an energy within them. But this person is, again, like very closed off in the heart center, very pessimistic. They may be pessimistic towards you, is what I'm getting here as well. Now, again, take this however it's connecting. There are many different ways this could apply, different people or situations this could apply to. But as I was thinking about why you are like looking over this situation, why you are aware of it, but you've been guided not to react to it, I feel like there is some kind of unfinished business going on here. With the World card reversed, I feel like there's a lack of completion, like something, there was no closure with something or no closure with a person. It could be a friend, a family member, it could be a past romantic person, but there's this sense of lack of closure. And it's funny because the affirmation on this card says, I have found my place in this world, but I read it as I have found my peace with this. So I feel like for some of you, you've already found your peace with this lack of closure. You feel like you're never going to get closure, or at least you've accepted that maybe there will not be anytime soon a level of closure with this person, with this situation, or at least that's how you feel about it. I've not looked into whether or not there will be closure here because there may be some unexpected information that comes through here is what I'm getting. But I feel like for now, it's like you've surrendered into this, you know what, if I never get closure about this, I'm still going to find peace within myself. I'm going to hold an awareness of this situation because I really can't help. I can't do otherwise is what I'm getting. Like you're always, it feels like you have this awareness of this person or of this situation that you don't necessarily want to have. Maybe it's because you're so psychically or soul linked to them that there's always some level of awareness or connectedness. For others of you, maybe you have this person in your community or you feel obligated to interact with them to a certain degree. I don't know what this is for you. This could be anything. But regardless, there's this feeling like I know I am always going to have this awareness of you, of this situation, but I also don't know if I'm going to be getting closure. So I've had to find peace within myself. But it's interesting because I also feel the true affirmation on this card, I have found my place in this world. I feel like that is actually a message here as well, because you know who you are. And that seems to be threatening to someone involved here. Your confidence in who you are, your unwavering faith in your own path, your unique path that many other people do not understand. Maybe this is threatening to that feminine energy that's involved here because they are so unsure of themselves, that you being so confident, so sure of yourself, so for some reason, I wanted to say so present, having such a strong presence, a presence of mind. Maybe they feel your energy present in their life, or if they are connected to someone who had a past with you, they sense your presence in this person's energy field in some way. I don't know, but there's something about your strong presence that intimidates this person as well. I'm hearing you command a room without trying, whereas this person tries to get attention by grasping for it. And it's funny because I feel like you're someone, I'm speaking to a specific group here, but I feel like I'm speaking to someone who doesn't necessarily love the spotlight, meaning you may not necessarily want to be the center of the attention or the center of the room. You may not necessarily want to be in positions of leadership, and you have this humility about you. I feel like you're very happy to allow others to kind of be in those spaces, or to be the center of a room, or to be the leader, whereas you kind of just like enjoy being in your own energy and like existing in that space. You're very confident in yourself. But the thing about that is, because you are so confident existing in your own energy, and because you carry such a strong spiritual presence without even trying, you are often thrust into the center of attention or the center of a room. I'm hearing sometimes in the center of a conflict. Maybe this is relevant for some of you, where you feel like you somehow get in the middle of a conflict or something like that isn't yours, because you have, I'm hearing, such a warrior spirit, a strong presence. And this person doesn't like that, because whoever this feminine is, whoever's connecting with this energy, they like to be the center of attention, but they never seem to be able to hold or maintain that position, even though they're constantly aiming for that. And they see you, someone who doesn't even necessarily like that attention, somehow naturally becoming the center of attention without even trying, because of your energy, because of your presence. I don't know who those messages are for. That felt very specific, but maybe that helped to provide some kind of clarity for someone. And here we have the 9 of Cups and the 9 of Swords, which is fascinating because these are almost like two opposite energies, and they're both connected to the sacral. There could be Pisces or Gemini energy here. This also could represent that from Pisces season, so around the month of March until Gemini season, which we've exited now, but let's say March to June, you could have been going through a time of major highs and lows. And maybe some of you are still experiencing this, because for some of you, I'm getting this is almost like two competing energies within yourself. The 9 of Cups, this feeling as though all of your dreams are coming true, your wishes are being fulfilled, things are really starting to happen, to build momentum, to take off in your life. And I'm hearing feeling on the brink of some kind of success or fulfillment, some of which you've been desiring or craving for a really long time, or maybe even seeing some of the unfolding of those manifestations or successes. But then on the other side, we have the 9 of Swords, feeling extremely anxious. I heard even like panic attacks for someone listening, getting really low feeling a lot of grief, even like despair, feeling overwhelmed by life. Now, this will not be for everyone. And as I have to say, I am not a mental health professional or a medical professional, so I always recommend consulting those forms of professional assistance with anything you're struggling with mentally or physically. But what I'm reading in the energy is that for someone here, it's almost like you've been staying connected to your sacral. You've been trying to just stay in the flow, to be present in the moment, to notice what is lighting you up and to move towards that, to be in that like creative space of like fire and aliveness and surrender and magnetism. And yet what it seems to have been bringing to you is like highs and lows lately, where it's like moments of exhilaration, happiness, excitement, feeling like it's all starting to happen for you. And then these major lows where you almost feel like, I don't know how to keep doing this, or you feel at like a breaking point, or you feel overwhelmed. And I'm hearing these are two sides of the same coin. And then I heard like that coin represents major abundance coming into your life. So it feels like I'm hearing you're cashing in that coin. It's like these emotional highs and lows are two different sides of something happening within you or in your life that is actually bringing major abundance to you somehow through the highs and the lows. There's nothing going on that's wrong here, even though it may feel that way. I'm hearing water meets air. I don't know what that is for someone. For some of you, maybe you have water sign and air sign energy in your chart, or you are a water or an air sign dealing with someone who is like either a water or an air sign themselves, if that makes sense. Like if you're a water sign, you may have met or are dealing with an air sign, or if you're an air sign, could be a water sign, vice versa. I'm feeling that the highs and lows have someone feeling a bit confused or slightly burnt out with the Four of Swords in the reverse position. And so I'm going to go ahead and reshuffle here because I'm really curious how this all fits together. I want to know the purpose of these highs and lows that I'm channeling into here. What is the purpose of the highs and lows? We have the Seven of Cups reversed, the Fool. So there's something about clarity here, clarifying something. For someone listening, you may have had many different potential timelines, options, pathways opening up to you. And somehow through the highs and lows you've been experiencing in the last maybe few months, for some of you, there's been this increasing sense of clarity over which pathway is really most aligned for you, which path is the one that you want to take. Now, this won't be for everyone, but I feel that for some of you, this is meant to bring clarity as to, it's like narrowing down options or something, narrowing down pathways or potentials. That won't be for everyone. For others of you, I'm also getting this message with the Fool card that there is a major new beginning coming into your life. I'm hearing reminding you the importance of your free-spirited, adventurous nature, reminding you to stay in that energy, to not let anyone steal your freedom away from you or take away from the way that you love to operate and live your life. I feel like part of the lows have been maybe you picking up on artificially society or other people wanting something different for you or wanting you to be different. And it's almost like with the Five of Cups reversed, there is this healing and moving forward energy where you are accepting that there are certain people who may never fully understand you. They may not understand. I'm getting so many chills when we pulled the Hierophant reverse, because this is you being the divine rebel, being unconventional, doing things in your own way. There may always be people who do not understand this, who feel like you are an anomaly or an enigma. It's almost like you are their blind spot with the Four of Cups upright. I feel like somehow they can't fully understand you or perceive you. And yet many of these people later on will look back and feel like you were some kind of missed opportunity. I know that this energy is like so quantum and so strange. I hope this is making sense for someone, but I feel that for example, if this is romantic for some of you, it's almost like sometimes when someone first connects with you romantically, they may not be able to fully accept your free-spirited nature, the way you live your life so unconventionally, the way you see the world, the way you operate. But then later on down the line, they realize how rare you are and feel like they missed an opportunity of a lifetime with you. It's almost like you leave this impression on others, even others who judge you at first or misunderstand you at first, that even they don't always fully understand until later on down the line. And so I feel like a lot of this Nine of Swords energy is not even really yours. It's projections or things you're picking up from other people who may be actively misunderstanding you. And I feel with the Hermit card here, how to tell that it's not yours is when you retreat back into that hermit mode a little bit, into that private kind of space in your life or within yourself, when you get back to your own energy and you find that you're able to clear out those feelings of negativity or those lower vibrations, it's very likely they were not yours to begin with. If you naturally feel your energy kind of buoying back up to that higher level when you spend time with yourself, that most likely means your natural energy is in the Nine of Cups, that your natural state is that feeling of happiness and fulfillment and excitement for what's unfolding in your life, and everything else you may have been feeling or judging within yourself, those low moments, may have actually just been you being the powerful, beautiful empath that you are, picking up on what a lot of other people were projecting onto you. So here we have the Seven of Swords in the reverse position. And if you've been following, bottom of the deck, the Lovers, I had to mention that. The Strength card as well. Someone is working up their confidence to come towards you romantically with a major opening up of the truth, a major confession of some kind, needing to get something off their chest. But as I was saying, if you've been following my readings recently, you know that we've had a lot of thematic messages around the Seven of Swords reversed. And I kept getting this message download again recently, the last few days prior to doing this reading, about how your energy really is like truth serum. It's like it brings out the truth within others, the light, the dark, their true self, the parts of them they try to hide or run away from. And this is part of your major role on the planet, but it definitely leads to a lot of complication when it comes to your romantic life, because you bring out things within others, even in a romantic context, maybe even especially then, that they don't want to face within themselves. However, I feel that someone is being pulled forward to tell you some kind of truth. They've been working up their confidence about this for a long time. And I now feel like they're getting to a point. For some reason, I saw like a bandana or a handkerchief or something. But they have worked up their confidence for a while. I feel like there's like a longevity to this, that it's taken a while for them to come forward and confess some kind of truth to you or be open with you in some way. I'm hearing, I've been afraid to let you see the real me, but we have unfinished business with the World card reverse. Yeah, this is someone that you never really got a sense of closure with. This may even be that person that you thought you would never get closure with, or you kind of just surrendered the situation and said, I may never really know the truth here. Yeah, the Seven of Pentacles upright. This is someone who's been working a lot on themselves, maybe focusing a lot on getting their life together, their work, their finances, and building their sense of confidence. And I feel like in the back of their mind, you were somehow always the end goal in that. You were always kind of there as, like, I'm hearing like a cheerleader or a motivator for this person. You were their ultimate wish fulfillment. Yeah, with the Nine of Cups and with the Knight of Pentacles, I feel like this person has consistently felt those feelings for you resurfacing, even if it's been a long time since you physically connected or communicated. And now they want to come forward and show you that they want something consistent and real and genuine with you. So wow, this reading has been very interesting. I feel like we've picked up on a lot of different messages. Now, I will be continuing this onto the extended version of the reading. So if this has been connecting and you do want to join me in the extended, then the link to do so is in the pinned comment and description box underneath this video. You can listen either here on YouTube memberships or on Patreon, just depending on your personal preference. And both of those links are below. If you do connect with my content in general, of course, I would love for you to subscribe, join our beautiful community of like-minded, conscious, creative beings here on YouTube. You can also follow me on Instagram at Magnetize Yourself. And for those of you who don't know, I've recently started creating channeled songs that you can listen to for free on Spotify as well. And these are meant to tap into specific collectives from our channel here and to channel through more specific messages through songs, music, and lyrics about potentially people, energies, or connections in your life. So if you would like to follow my music, I would love for you to follow me on Spotify. That's the best place to listen because I am putting out new music there first. So the link to my Spotify is in the description box of this video as well, along with my latest song called The Light in Your Room. So otherwise, I am going to go ahead and close this reading. Thank you so much for sharing your Monday with me. I hope you have a beautiful remainder of your day. And for those of you who are new, I do these channelings every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I will see you back here again on Wednesday.